Hey everyone, thank you for joining me today for another fragrance review. Before I continue, I wanted to thank everyone. The last two videos I put up were the first two I had uploaded in a while, and it's nice to see all of the love and the comments that have been coming in. I'm glad to see that you guys still enjoy these videos. Having said that, let's get started with today's review. So today I'm going to be talking about Dylan Blue, which is a fragrance from Versace. Now this one, there actually are two versions. There's Dylan Blue for men and Dylan Blue for women. I do have both of them, but I'm only going to be talking about the women's one today. It's the one that I'm sort of a little bit more familiar with, so I just have more to kind of say about it. Just so you know, I was wearing a white shirt all day, but I switched into a blue shirt to, you know, inspire myself for the video, and I even have my blue friend in the background, you know, just for emotional support. I actually think I'm gonna button this up. I feel like we don't really need chest hair for this video. Okay, so I have a miniature of Dylan Blue, not a full-sized bottle, but I'm gonna show you the little bits here. So this is the Dylan Blue for Women box. Now you can't see too much because of the size, but the sort of signature color for the whole fragrance is this very deep blue with the gold trimming. All the lettering is in gold, and then it's sort of this Greek style pattern going around the box in the gold, and then we have the iconic Versace Medusa logo, I suppose, on the top. Now, as for the bottle, I'm going to read you a little thing here, which is about the inspiration for the style of the bottle. Okay, so the bottle is the expression of innovative design. Its elegant curves bring to mind an amphora, which is a very ancient, like, container. Like you probably see them in like Indiana Jones, or like, you know, Tomb Raider, or like, you know, when they're kind of examining old, very old civilizations. That's sort of that's what it's referring to when it says inspired by an amphora. It evokes Greek culture and mythology. The color of the bottle and packaging is as intense as the Mediterranean Sea, strong, deep, and mysterious. Before I show you the mini bottle, I want to show you a picture of the large bottle, just so you get a better understanding of sort of what the fragrance is contained in. So this is the bottle. So it has that amphora style with the Mediterranean blue color of the base, and then the lid has the gold going around it with the gold plating, the Medusa icon on the front, and Dylan Blue written along the gold part of the bottle. And in miniature form, it looks like this. So it has everything except it doesn't have the gold plating on the top there, like on this part I mean, because the balls are, you know, they're smaller, so I guess they can't really put all the detail in. But we have Dylan Blue still written there, as well as Medusa. She's kind of on top. She's a little bit squashed. She's not quite as you know, snaky as in the large bottle, but that's what it is. And then the lid comes off just like that. Okay. So when I first saw the bottle, you know, because of its ancient origins and the gold and like the deep blues, I was expecting it to be this strong, maybe woody or like oud, like just a strong kind of fragrance that would be good for like evening wear, or something a little bit more exotic. But that's not at all what this fragrance is. It's one of those examples where the packaging, the inspiration, and all of that doesn't quite match the fluid. This is a very fruity, springtime floral kind of fragrance. I find it to be very energetic. It invokes movement. It's very bright. It's very flirty. So not quite what I was expecting. So let me just begin by telling you what's in the top note of the fragrance. Actually, I'm not going to do that just yet. So when I first received this little sample, well, this miniature, I smelled it and I instantly started thinking back to like the early 2000s. If you like wore fragrances back then, like women's fragrances, you probably heard of or at least smelled things like Ralph by Ralph Lauren, or J.Lo Live Luxe, or even the first like Paris Hilton fragrance, where it was, they all kind of had that very bright, fruity, floral interpretation. It's a very like late 90s, early 2000s kind of scent. I want to call them glassy fruits, not glossy, glassy. I feel like I said that like years and years ago in another review. It was probably Live Luxe. Anyways, it's the kind of fragrance where the fruits are like very bright and shiny in a way. Like they have this sparkling kind of effect where everything just seems to be uplifted, brighter, juicier, and the florals are a little bit more subdued. It's just really about that high energy, fruity explosion. That's what I get with this fragrance. It is sort of a throwback. I don't know if it was intentional or not, but I feel like it sort of revitalized a fruity floral trend from the early 2000s. So it's not something that I haven't smelled before, it's just something that I haven't smelled in a while. Okay, so I wrote down all of the notes here. So in the top of the fragrance, we have black currant sorbet, some green apple, clover, and forget-me-not, like the flower. So the green apple, the black currant sorbet very much stand out in the top of this fragrance. It's very bright and fruity and juicy. The clover, I don't really know what a clover smells like. I didn't think they really had a scent, so I can't comment too much on that. And as for the forget-me-not, which is like a little blue flower, I'm sure you've seen it somewhere at some point. I actually don't recall these having a scent. And I had to like look it up. I'm like, well, you know, what do these actually smell like? And apparently they don't have a scent. Like they're not very fragrant. But during the nighttime, they do release an aroma. So in terms of this fragrance, I don't know if they can really capture the nighttime essence of the forget-me-nots. So I'm going to go ahead and say that they didn't, because all I really smell is that really bright, welcoming, sparkly, shiny fruit introduction. Let's continue our little story here. So in the heart of the fragrance, we have rose, jasmine, and the star of the show, the one that's like, even the green apple and the sorbet can't compete. This is the ice infusion of peach. And okay, so when I was trying to explain the whole like glassy fruit thing, I had tried to explain that when I reviewed, I think it was Live Luxe, it was some fragrance where I talked about it. Then when I read the ice infusion of peach, I was like, yes, that is exactly what I'm trying to say. It's like, it's the fruit, but then it's like think of fruit on ice. A bowl of ice, mainly ice, and the fruit's like inside. Like it's very cold. It's like frosted almost, and it's just shiny and glassy. Like it's in a glass bowl with ice. It's just like this energized fruit. Sometimes I'm not even sure if like I make any sense in these videos. Let me just do a quick recap. So we have the black currant sorbet and the green apple in the top, who are like, you know, gung-ho about their fruity existence. And then we have the florals, the rose and the jasmine, not doing much. They're just sort of like the supervisors. And then we have the ice infusion peach that is just like here and is driving this whole fruity experience. Okay, I apologize. So in my haste, I forgot one note. I had written this somewhere else because I didn't know what it was, and I looked it up. Anyways, it's called shiso. So apparently it is a plant, like an Asian plant, that's part of the mint family. And there are shiso leaves in this fragrance. But if you're not a mint fan, don't worry. I've never really picked up any mint flavoring to this fragrance. I assume we're deriving more of a freshness from the shiso, more so than a mint, because I don't find this very minty. And then in the base of the fragrance, we have patchouli, styrax, white woods, and musk. So we all know what patchouli is. I'm not going to say this is a very strong patchouli. In fact, I wasn't even 100% convinced that it was truly in this fragrance. I wore this today and a couple times before, and it never really dries down to that patchouli earthy kind of scent. It always stays in that glassy, icy peach fruity floral kind of realm. It doesn't become woody or earthy. It doesn't even become all that musky. It's cleaner. I think that it's just a fresh, clean kind of fruity floral. The base I feel like could have had more to it to give it more of a identity, because I feel like it doesn't really come across as too earthy or too memorable like when it gets down there. As for Styrax, I looked that up as well. I had heard it before, but I thought it was like a wood. It's also a plant. Actually, it's from this plant that we get the resin benzoin, which is used in a lot of fragrances, which is like a sweeter element. But this one, it's not the resin, it's the actual like plant, and it's, I think, similar. It has like a woody, earthy scent, just like the patchouli. So you'd think with both of them kind of going at it, it would really give the fragrance more character, but for some reason it just doesn't come across that way. I don't know if the peach was just too, icy fresh, but everything else kind of gets a little bit pushed aside, and it doesn't really go anywhere. Now, having said that, if you do enjoy peach and apple and, a nice, bright, energetic, fruity floral, then you are going to enjoy this one. People might not agree with me when I say that it smells like Live Lux, which is a Jennifer Lopez fragrance. I always loved that one because it was all about movement. It had peach and it had apple and it had a lot of similar ingredients. It came out in like 2004 or something. Anyways, that was like all about movement and energized fruit, and I feel like I get the same sort of scent from this fragrance. The lasting power is okay. I wasn't blown away by it. I think because the base is so weak, despite what's in it, it's just like a weaker composition, so the fragrance doesn't last as long as I was expecting it to, or hoping that it would. It's perfect for springtime, summertime, daytime. It's not an evening fragrance, it's not a cold weather fragrance. It's very bright and uplifting and puts you in a good mood. Okay, so I just did a whole segment and I didn't realize that my camera wasn't on. Alright, let's wrap this up before I go mad. So this is Versace Dylan Blue for women, my little mini. Quick little summary. So in conclusion, Versace Dylan Blue for women is a early 2000s throwback to that very bright, fruity, floral trend that sort of evolved in that time. It has, I guess, average lasting power, nothing crazy. The fragrance doesn't develop into anything unexpected. It remains in that bright, energetic, fruity aura from the start to the finish. The very dry down will just be a little bit of a memory of fruit musk left over on your skin. It's perfect for spring and summer. It's not particularly strong, so keep it for daytime use. And that's about it. Oh, now, okay, I can't finish a Versace video without mentioning Donatella. So she has a little note here for us all. So this is from the house of Donatella. Dylan Blue pour femme is my tribute to femininity. So I created a strong, sensuous, yet refined fragrance for a woman who knows her own power. I don't know, I have a lot of fragrances, and there are some that really are powerful and strong. I feel like this one's like, she's learning about her femininity. She's not quite there yet. She doesn't understand it fully, but she's getting there. That's the kind of woman I feel like wears this. Okay guys, that is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it made a little bit of sense. I've actually been like choking this whole time, so I don't know. I'll review the men's version of this fragrance a little bit later on. But for today, that will be it. So please subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed it. And let me know what you think about Dylan Blue. Do you think I was completely wrong? Do you think it is a brand new revolutionary fragrance never done before? What do you think about that iced peach? And the shiso? That's the real question. Oh, I forgot to show you guys the advertisement. I have it here. I just like put it on my iPad. I'm gonna show it to you really quick. I know the video's over, but so this is the Versace Dylan Blue advertisement. So we have, you know, our lady here in a Versace dress. The whole concept has this sort of blue overtone. We have the bottle there. I don't know what she's like holding though. I mean, her face is very like she's ready, but I just don't know what's in her hand. Is it a gun? Oh, Donatella, what nonsense have you subjected us to this time? Okay, this is another print. I like it a little bit more. So we have a different lady wearing a different dress. Again, we have the blue overtone. She's got some Greek statues in the back. She's just sort of enjoying herself. She's a bit confused. I guess we are all a little bit confused. I'm sorry, I probably shouldn't even have showed you these. That wasn't very exciting. Alright, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time for some more fragrance reviews. Okay, bye bye bye.